So the story actually takes place in Amsterdam, and I was under the impression that it took place in Germany. And Anne Frank's father was the only one that survived. So it ends very abruptly because this is the very end of her life. She was in hiding for the last 2 years. She thinks a lot about whether or not it's even better than not being around because they have a lot of food scarcity. They're eating only certain things. They give each other poems on their birthdays and for holidays. But I really think that I had an impression this book would be about the war, but it's so much more about how people's lives went on during this war. Even when they were in hiding, they were still human beings. They were still having arguments and all talking about the politics behind closed doors. There were a bunch of burglaries in the warehouse that they were in, so they kept being afraid that the police would find them or that the burglars would find them. It's just a really fascinating story. She's a very smart, elegant young lady. She has a lot of self-awareness, and it's written very well for her age, for sure. She had to grow up really quickly because of what was happening around her. And I think it's a really important read. So I'm definitely going to recommend that people read this. I'm not going to give it any kind of a score, but I will say that it was a really fascinating book to read, especially knowing that everything you're reading is true. It's all from her point of view. She didn't know that it would ever become popular, and she ultimately wanted to be a writer and be remembered.